Hello again, audience. It's Matt here. It's week 2 of phase 2 of the Road to 300 deadlift, and I feel like I'm really getting in the swing of things with this program. Whilst the video is playing in the background, I thought I'd just talk about enjoying the process. So as of the last few months, I've been really trying to develop a mindset of thinking long term, and it's not something that came easy to me. Especially like growing up and getting into training, I always wanted everything now, and I found that I was always rushing things, and I got to admit that I was able to build a good level of strength just by really pushing and being determined. But after a while, I was starting to get hurt, and on a lot of things, I was stalling. My progress was stalling because I wasn't taking a step back and thinking about phases of training. And that really is the premise behind this whole Road to 300 and why I want it to be a 3-year long process. I'm more educated on the phases of training and how it's more applicable to where I am in my lifting career, and how I need to adhere to these principles to really get where I need to. And I must admit, it wasn't the easiest thing to get my head around. And I think when I was doing Olympic lifting, I could have really done with this mindset. I probably could have got further with it, but I think a lot of the issue with the Olympic lifting is I just wanted to do everything now, I know it's not all about the weight on the bar, but in Olympic lifting, especially at the level that I was, the weights were nowhere near as heavy as like when I used to do powerlifting. So maybe there was like an ego thing involved, I don't know, some kind of subconscious thing. Struggling a little bit there with the weight on the bar. But coming back to power, it's been really nice to have a new target, have a new focus, and have a long-term plan, because it feels like my training can kind of tick along in the background. I'm still absolutely loving every training session, but also hiring a coach and having someone who I can just discuss training with, because I do everyone's training with my clients and stuff. It's nice to have someone that I can talk about my training with, and someone who's going to listen to me on that and also change things around. But also someone who could just plan it out, and then all I've got to do is follow it. Takes it out of my head, because I think about training all the time. There'll always be changes that I was trying to make. So it's nice to just have something to follow, and I really respect where he is with his strength and his knowledge. So it's nice to have someone like that on my team. But having a long-term vision was definitely something that didn't come easy to me. But as with a lot of things, with like goal settings, and once you've achieved a goal, sometimes it can feel a bit like, oh, what's next? And I feel like that's me to a T. Like I set myself targets, and once I've got the target, I'm never really satisfied with it, and that's not something that I'm happy with, because the process up until a target is generally quite a long one, and if you're not enjoying that time, you're spending most of your time not happy and not satisfied and just trying to reach a particular thing. Where what I'm trying to do now is enjoy that time in the lead up to the goal, and obviously still being happy when I achieve a certain target, but also trying to live a bit more in the moment and trying to enjoy like I say, the process. Obviously I don't want to repeat myself there, but yeah, enjoying the time in the lead up to it. I think it's something that we can all get a little bit fixated on the numbers, and we can get a little bit fixated on the vision, but finding joy in the steps in the lead up is a lot more of a positive approach to training in general, especially as the further you go down in your career, your lifting career, things take longer and longer to achieve, so the windows between targets gets longer and longer. So you have to start altering your mindset, and obviously looking in the long term, but enjoying the short term as well. So at the end of this training cycle, about 12 weeks of this program, I'm not going to be doing 1 rep maxes. I'm holding off on the 1 rep maxes because there are some weights that I could hit at the end of this program that would be quite cool to check off. I think especially for deadlift and bench, I think I could hit all-time records. I'm feeling super strong, but my coach has set me some AMRAP targets with particular weights, so that's as many reps as possible with some pretty heavy weights when they're not light weights. But I'm really looking forward to having that challenge at the end. and then me and him discussing where we kind of move on from there, going into another phase of training. But I'm just really enjoying how he set out this program, and how it's, because I definitely have a way in which I like to write programs for strength, but he's got a totally different approach, and I feel like it's, well, I think there's two types of people with training. There's one type of person that just wants to get the least amount done and may not particularly enjoy training, will still train, but will get the least amount done to get the result, and it's kind of in and out of the gym. Or there's the other side, which will just like push themselves into the ground, and although like your favorite YouTube motivational speaker will tell you that that's the way to be, especially with strength training, it's not always the best option, and running yourself into the ground and not allowing yourself enough recovery, or going too hard in sessions, so that you're not optimally actually getting stronger, which is kind of counterintuitive. You think you have to you actually run yourself into the ground to get really strong, but easing back a little bit, and thinking along the terms of a long-term plan, and progressively working up towards a target, actually gets you a lot stronger, which is once again something that I've had to learn. And as a kid, I was able to just go in every day, put the heaviest weight possible with the bar, and get stronger. But now, once I hit that plateau, understanding that you need to ease back, have a long-term vision, work slowly up to a goal, allow the strength to accumulate over time, is actually a healthier way to do it, but also a more effective way of doing it. So yeah, I think that's all I really need to talk about with that subject. So I'll let the video play out, and I'll raise the music up so you can just hear some music as the video is playing. But yeah, just have fun with your training, set yourself long-term targets, but just make sure that you are enjoying every session along the way. Celebrate your wins, and you can start to develop a healthier relationship with your training. If you find that you are obsessing over numbers, and you burn out, and yeah, it's causing you plateaus in your training. Hello again.